everything and start from the bottom up so that Bahamians would have that opportunity to invest. And do as the port did. There are some individuals who may not have the funds to invest, but advance them, loan them $10,000 so that everyone would have the opportunity to invest. Loan them the $10,000. And the dividends that they receive quarterly, yearly, that dividends goes back to pay for that $10,000.
Time a political newcomer receiving threats of death, leading him to file an official police report. Our Lyndon Ritchie Jr. has the details tonight.
Progressive Liberal Party candidate for St. Anne's Kino Wong officially filing a complaint to the Royal Bahamas Police Force following his death threats and his home footage being destroyed. Wong speaking exclusively to Eyewitness News following the incident.
Over the past 2 Fridays, I have been receiving death threat calls. I noticed that my camera system at my residence opposite me was totally destroyed. Police have been called.
Wong is not the first political candidate to be allegedly threatened, as Free National Movement candidates Dr. Nicholas Fox and Dr. Jacqueline Penn Knowles also reported their constituency office and bulletin boards were vandalized. The political hopeful says he's not backing down, but admits he and his team are fearful.
I feel unsafe at this time. Yes. As relates to my family, yes. As relates to those who campaign with me, yes. As relates to the community that I live in, yes.
While Wong expresses disappointment, he's also pushing for unity as the election season intensifies.
I have never experienced this type of behavior towards me as a Bahamian, but I realize that the era that I'm living in, these things happens.
Wong is facing Free National Movement incumbent Adrian White and Coalition of Independence candidate Graham Weatherford. Lyndon Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Meantime, following the charge of an officer in the death of a U.S. national, those who knew the victim for his short stint here in the Bahamas working with Pike Cooperation, they're remembering him in a special way. Our Danielle Dean has the details tonight.
Although he worked for Pike, a U.S.-based company carrying out infrastructural upgrades here on New Providence, he had deep local ties to the community he briefly called home. 31-year-old Cody Castillo was shot and killed by police officer Superintendent Bernil Pinder on Sunday past, who has since been charged with his murder. But those who got to know Castillo, the father-to-be who leaves his pregnant wife to mourn his death, described him as a gentleman with a quiet demeanor. This Western resident choosing to remain nameless says she often saw the Pike employees together.
I do know that the Pike employees are extremely hardworking guys. You know, we often see them, especially in the Western area, going to and from working long hours. And from what I've seen, they do their work. They, are just here doing their best out of their home country, trying to support us and, fill in where the infrastructure is lacking or additional, expertise is needed. I would see them on a regular basis in the morning by the Old Fort Bay Shops parking lot.
A 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. shift worker at Shell gas station in Old Fort Bay says he vividly recalls Cody and his co-workers frequenting the gas station around 6:30 a.m. most mornings to secure bags of ice for their coolers in preparation for a long workday ahead. He noted that the group always seemed happy-go-lucky and unproblematic, noting that he could not understand why such a man would be involved in the incident. A woman claiming to be the mother of another Pike employee on social media claims she petitioned U.S. media outlets Fox and CNN to pick up the story. Fox News Digital reported a U.S. State Department spokesperson says the case is being followed closely and that the Trump administration has no higher priority than the safety and security of American citizens. The mother alleged most Pike workers have since been removed from the country for safety reasons following the incident. However, a local source told Eyewitness News that many of the Pike workers remain committed to the job but are left to help with funeral arrangements for their colleague. This anonymous resident says she believes she speaks for many Bahamians when she says the government and police force's handling of this case is being monitored intensely.
I would like to see justice for the family. They deserve that. His unborn child deserves that. His wife deserves that. And the whole Bahamian community are looking to see what is going to come out of it. And we need to do what's right.
Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Meantime, calls for tighter oversight of off-duty officers are gaining momentum. This following two police-involved shootings within days of each other. Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles says she supports Prime Minister Philip Davis on this. Arlington Ritchie Jr. has the details.
Commissioner of Police Shanton Knowles agreeing that the rules surrounding the carriage of firearms must be reviewed, a suggestion made by Prime Minister Philip Davis following two fatal police-involved shootings less than 48 hours apart.
I certainly do believe that we should look at them again.
Following two police shootings, both ending deadly by off-duty officers last weekend, Prime Minister Philip Davis made it clear that the protocols and measures governing off-duty cops with their firearms must be reviewed. Pike employee 31-year-old Cody Castillo dead after one fatal shot fired by 54-year-old Superintendent Bernal Pinder, and less than 48 hours later, Michael Russell, a Bahamian man, fatally shot by an off-duty junior cop after attacking him with a cutlass. Knowles made it clear, firing the trigger simply means the officer should have followed protocols.
Any officer who's issued a weapon for him or her to carry when they are off duty, there is a process for us to follow.
With one officer being attacked and the other fearing for their life, the top cop emphasizing the gunfire must be explained.
Once they discharge their weapon, that only they have to account for their actions, not the organization, but they must account for their actions.
Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, police are investigating a shooting on Balfour Avenue that left a 33-year-old man hospitalized. According to reports, the incident happened around 5:20 Thursday evening during a verbal dispute over money with a man known to the victim, when the suspect allegedly produced a firearm and opened fire, striking him in the right leg, the victim managing to flee and sought help at a nearby business before being transported to hospital by EMS. Police say the suspect escaped in a silver Nissan Cube heading west on Exuma Avenue. Investigations are ongoing. Meantime, with concerns growing over immigration issues in the Bahamas, the Coalition of Independence leader Lincoln Bain says his party is not waiting to become the government to take action. He says the COI has been actively engaged on these issues and, if elected, will continue to tackle them head on.
We have been fighting immigration since the last Minutes administration, and we are also doing the same thing now. Force the government to do repatriations and to start demolishing shanty towns. And so we're serious about this, and some of our members are on bail because we decided to protest to make sure that the government took action. And so our stance is that we're going to shut down our borders. We're going to monitor our borders. We're going to stop the invasion from Haiti, which means that those visas, etc., that people are getting, that people are saying is happening under the table, we're going to stop them. The frequent flights that are coming from Haiti, we're going to stop those also. And we're going to secure our borders using boats and radars, etc., to make sure that anyone who comes over with permission. We're also going to enforce the law as it relates to persons housing illegal immigrants and persons hiring illegal immigrants. And we're also going to make it so that moving forward, there will be no more naturalization. If you are not born a Bahamian, you will not be able to become a naturalized Bahamian. You will be able to become a resident, get work permits, etc., but you will not be able to come to our country and vote in our country and run for elections in our country.
Meantime, a 22-year-old Australian woman hospitalized after a shark attack in waters off of Fresh Creek, Andros. Police say the incident taking place around 5:30 Thursday evening while she was swimming in waist-deep water with family members. It's then a shark reportedly bit her, causing severe injuries to her right arm. She was treated at a local clinic before being airlifted to New Providence for further medical care. Investigations are ongoing tonight. Deputy Prime Minister and Exuma Member of Parliament Chester Cooper defending the timing in which the Davis administration transferred some 68 acres of land in Exuma, a move the area's MP says will help with home ownership gaps for Exumians who are ready to turn the keys on their own homes. Despite public approval, critics argue that it's been the markings of an election ploy. Cooper, however, says that's not the case, adding that such a move was necessary.
It's never too late to do the right thing.
It's never the wrong time to do the right thing. Affordable housing is a need. It's dignity. And there has been a great void that we hope would be filled by private sector alone through public-private partnerships. That hasn't happened. We have pockets of commonage land and generation land. This gives us an opportunity really to allow persons to get funding for property now in the hands of the Minister of Housing, but they can now go to a bank, borrow money, build a home. Minister of Housing can now go and create a subdivision to accelerate what we have started to do. We are simply unable to keep up with the pace of growth on Exuma. The private sector alone have not been able to build enough houses. So we're doing something about it. So I hope that people will see that we're doing the right thing.
Meantime, a drug discovery in San Salvador now under police investigation after a package of suspected cocaine was found on a beach. Officers say a concerned citizen making the discovery shortly before 3 p.m. Thursday secured that package and alerted authorities. Police confirmed the package contained approximately 3.4 pounds of suspected cocaine with an estimated street value of $30,000. Search of the area turned up no additional drugs. Investigations are ongoing tonight. Meantime, 2 men are behind bars after separate police operations led to the seizure of illegal drugs valued at more than $60,000. In the first incident, officers on Catherine Street recovered 156 foil wrappings of suspected marijuana weighing about 1 pound. A 43-year-old man arrested and $411 in cash seized as suspected proceeds of crime. In the second operation on Joe Farrington Road, police discovering some 20 pounds of hydroponic marijuana valued at $50,000 along with 131 bottles of Tuscasad worth $13,100 and 26 vape pens also valued at $780. A 48-year-old man arrested in that case and $492 in cash also seized. Investigations are ongoing tonight. Well, we've just added another access point to make sure you're up to date with the latest news. Follow the Eyewitness News WhatsApp channel by scanning that QR code on your screen or visiting our social media pages for a direct link. While you're there, don't forget to follow Eyewitness News on Instagram and Facebook. But if you've got a news tip or if you've seen news in the making, call the IO News hotline 397-6397. We also invite you to send your letters to the editor for publication on all of our social media platforms, Eyewitness News Bahamas at gmail.com. And if you're watching on our Facebook or YouTube page, share your thoughts about today's stories in the comments section. We want to hear from you. We're just getting started in Eyewitness News tonight, but when we come back, 2 family islands getting a major boost. We'll tell you all about it coming up. And later tonight, a popular tourist attraction, they're celebrating a century of service. We've got the details right after this break.
Got that crispy onions crunch, take a bite, it's a smile. Sweet onion sauce drip, happy running down my side. Pepper jack cheese, bring a little playful wild. Brioche bun soft like a cloud on this ride. Oh, let's get chicky with it. Hey, taste the sweet side of things. Every single bite, so litty. Got my whole crew doing their thing. Crispy onions, sweet onion sauce. Pepper jack cheese, going off. Brioche bun, sitting pretty. Let's get
KFC, it's finger licking good.
Are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers, support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress.
Bahamian ownership in fly fishing is very important. Not only does it create opportunities for Bahamians, this is our industry, so we're proud of what we do. Opportunity is important. It's the story of my life because with the opportunities, you can chart your own course. Prime Minister Davis and his team see the opportunities by providing these grants and what it can do for our country. It's just wonderful. And I'm glad to see these ventures working so that other people can get involved. This is real. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's help ourselves.
There are a lot of new opportunities in our country. We are building an economy that includes everyone. And you chose to come to PTVI.
The best place to learn.
Expanding and updating PTVI.
It prepared me for the future to be an entrepreneur.
And this is what this is all about. We are creating more opportunities for more Bahamians because opportunity is the key to success.
This segment of Eyewitness News is brought to you by EV Motors Fleet Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Here's a look at your Eyewitness News gas tracker. You're getting the cheapest at Rubis, $5.31. Esso coming in at $5.45. Shell still the highest tonight, $5.77. Those are your local prices at the pump. Welcome back. Well, the cries for improved health care on the Family Islands finally being answered, but as government commissions 3 new clinics across Rum Cay, San Salvador, and Cat Island, questions are now emerging about timing and whether critical contracts were pushed through ahead of a pending election. Our Janelle Longley has the details tonight.
Despite years of stop, review, and cancel practices that left promises in limbo, residents of Rum Cay, San Salvador, and Cat Island can now access new state-of-the-art clinical facilities built to address long-standing healthcare gaps.
With a pharmacy on site, treatment does not have to wait. With a phlebotomy room, testing does not become a separate journey. With proper spaces for trauma, care becomes more responsive and efficient.
While some are praising the progress, others are raising concerns about the timing, questioning whether construction and procurement contracts were accelerated or awarded in the lead-up to the general election. Critics also pointing to a broader pattern where major government projects are completed or rolled out just months before voters head to the polls. Still, for many residents on the ground, the politics take a backseat as long-awaited healthcare access is finally reality. The clinics, ranging between 2,900 and 3,300 square feet, are also equipped with ambulances, a critical addition for islands where emergency response has often been a challenge, and one officials say could boost development and accessibility.
There are many second homeowners who would like to come to Cat Island, but very afraid that the healthcare services are not at the level that is satisfactory for that type of investment.
While the facilities follow a standardized design model for Family Island care, attention in Cat Island centered on a fully equipped treatment room, including an incubator for premature babies, a first for the island. Prime Minister Philip Davis, who has represented Cat Island since 1992, calling the moment personal, crediting persistence despite years of delays and administrative changes.
But as I told someone earlier, before, and I had to ask. I got the pen now. Don't have to ask.
Janelle Longley, Eyewitness News.
Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister and Exuma MP Chester Cooper tight-lipped on an investigation into an emergency flight that is on the death of the elderly man at the center. Cooper called for a swift investigation into one of his constituents following the incident, which revealed that because of runway lights that were not reportedly on, the aircraft was forced to return to New Providence without the intended patient on board. Nevertheless, Cooper asserts that authorities won't overlook the lessons that should be learned following the incident.
Investigation is completed. I do have the report. I am constrained about what I can say at this point. I haven't reviewed the report yet in its entirety. I'd like to have another conversation with the family. They're still grieving. They haven't laid their loved one to rest as yet. I want that process to take its course. The important point is there are recommendations. Those recommendations have been cascaded to to the persons responsible. This is a highly regulated environment, and we are committed to doing everything that we can to ensure that these type of incidents don't recur. But as the minister responsible for aviation, I am mindful that this is a regulated business. Safety is the number one priority. The regulators are independent authorities. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Bahamas has investigated in a very objective way, and we're going to accept the recommendations of the report and see how we can avoid the type of systemic failures that happen in this particular case.
Well, in its 2025-2026 budget, the Davis administration had set aside some $20 million to tackle flooding nationwide. The Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, Clay Sweeting, giving an update on the Pinewood Drainage Project. He says the initiative is aimed at resolving those long-standing flooding problems within that community. Once completed, the improved system is expected to significantly enhance drainage and reduce flooding in the area.
So this is multifaceted in different communities. So it's called a lift station, and the lift station is also a part of the Coral Harbor Drainage Project as well. So it isn't new. So that'll be a part of that, and the drainage in Pinewood as well. So we have cabinet approval, and it'll be in 3 areas in Pinewood, where we'll provide lift stations to basically how it works is that once water reaches a certain level, it automatically moves the water to a location to remove the flooding. So they've started the areas. You should see excavation in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And but I know that the parts or the pumps are already ordered to start make movement there.
Well, Blue Lagoon Island celebrating a major milestone. It's marking 100 years of its iconic watchtower. It was once a critical lookout point and now a cherished historic landmark. The centennial rededication featured a commemorative plaque unveiling as officials reaffirmed their commitment to preserving the structure's legacy for generations to come. Managing Director Robert Meester says ongoing restoration efforts will ensure the tower remains a centerpiece of the island experience for the next century.
We are very honored to mark today's centennial anniversary of this historic landmark with you. We would not be here today if it were not for 2 remarkable men and visionaries, John T. McCutcheon and my father, Ludwig Alfred Meister. What is really remarkable is that over the last 110 years, only 2 families have been associated with this island. This iconic tower was John T. McCutcheon's vision over a century ago, replacing a wooden structure that was destroyed during a hurricane. John T. had it designed by well-known architect and friend Howard Van Doren Shaw, who sadly never saw its completion. As Shaw McCutcheon's book, A Family Island, states, the tower still commands the island entrance over a century later.
In attendance at that ceremony, Latia Duncombe, the Director General of the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, who also gave remarks noting that it's landmarks like this one that continue to drive investment and development in the country's tourism sector.
Landmarks like this play an important role in our strategy. They ground us. They remind us that as we evolve, we must also preserve. Because the strength of our tourism product is not just in development, it's in identity. But the place that we're standing here today speaks to endurance. It speaks to relevance. And it also adds to this space in the islands of the Bahamas, a unique, authentic part of paradise that our visitors seek to enjoy and also to explore. This environment is exactly what our visitors want.
Still to come in Eyewitness News tonight, it's a new sustainable program being launched by the New Providence Ecology Park. We'll tell you all about it, but first, a check on tonight's weather forecast.
is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology, there's now year-round container farming, you have hydroponics, you have aquaponics, you have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands, because in BAMSI, we are not just cultivating produce, we are cultivating producers.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
Welcome to Paradise Premium Foods, where exceptional taste meets everyday convenience. Right in the heart of Hurricane Hole Plaza, whether you're planning a beachside brunch, an intimate dinner, or simply restocking your favorites, we offer only the finest selection of local and imported goods, handpicked for quality, freshness, and flavor. At Paradise Premium Foods, shopping is effortless, service is personal, and every visit feels like a treat. From gourmet meals to go, to organic essentials and indulgent treats, this is your neighborhood market elevated. Live well, eat better. Discover Paradise Premium Foods, now open at Hurricane Hole Plaza, Paradise Island. Paradise Premium Foods, taste the difference.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. The New Providence Ecology Park launching its E-Leaf certification program. It's aimed at highlighting and awarding organizations that go above and beyond their efforts to protect the environment through proper disposal of electronic waste. When heated, electronic waste comprising of phones, computers, or any device with a plug, cord, or battery release toxic fumes and heavy metals into the soil and air. It adversely impacts crops and the general environment. Environmental Minister Zane Lightbourne and the NPEP HR and Administrative Manager Jamie Strawn detailed the necessity.
There's foresight on the part of the Ecology Park to create a program that promotes the proper disposal of batteries and of electronics that come from our new way of life, which is trying to have sustainable living that doesn't harm the environment.
We developed the E-Leaf certification program because we saw a clear need. Electronic waste is one of the fastest growing waste streams worldwide. And here in the Bahamas, it often ends up in our landfill, where it poses great risk to our environmental and our communities. We wanted to change that story here at New Providence Ecology Park. The program gives organizations a structured, credible way to demonstrate their environmental commitments through recycling contributions, sustainable policies, and advocacy that raises awareness.
Cable Bahamas was the first to receive the new award after reportedly disposing of some 150,000 pounds of e-waste.
We recognize the importance of ensuring that equipment is handled appropriately throughout its life cycle. So participating in initiatives like this, it supports that responsibility for us.
Living Waters Kingdom Ministries, they're taking evangelism beyond the church walls and into the heart of the community. This Saturday at 4 p.m., the church will host its I Am My Community initiative at the Cynthia Mother Pratt Park. Mother Senior Pastor Apostle Raymond Wells says the outreach is expected to be a powerful move of God. The event will also feature a time of prayer, praise, and worship, along with food distribution and fellowship for the community.
Yeah. The Lord instructed us to take the message of the kingdom outside of the four walls of the church. Why is this necessary now? Because Jesus said that we must let our light so shine. so that men may see our good works and glorify. That light is to shine not in the church, that light is to shine outside of the church. Every time we need great joy to come to the city is now. Persons are struggling with all type of sin, dealing with different strongholds. And we as the church ought to get the message out and do what we have been called and mandated to do. And that is to lay hands on the sick, preach the message of the kingdom, and watch this, cast out devils. So if persons are bound and need to be free, we have the responsibility to go out with the gospel and see them free and delivered so that joy can come to the city.
So to come in Eyewitness News tonight, our Laurencia Smith has your latest check on sports. Good evening, Laurencia.
Good evening, Janaea. I have the latest box scores from the championships of the New Providence Volleyball Association. I'll have those details straight ahead in sports.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition,
a little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Eyewitness Sports is brought to you by 103.5 The Beat.
Welcome to another edition of Eyewitness Sports. I'm Laurencia Smith. Thanks for joining us. Kicking things off in sports tonight, we're on the volleyball court as the New Providence Volleyball Association playoffs continues to heat up. Both the Lady Panthers and the Warhawks are just one win away from clinching the NPVA titles. The Lady Panthers led the Women's Series 2-0 after a straight set win in Game 2, 25-10, 25-12, 25-18, following a hard-fought 5-set comeback victory in Game 1. On the men's side, the Warhawks also hold on to a 2-0 lead, edging out the Technician in a 5-set thriller in Game 2 after a dominant straight set win in the opener. And today is signing day for one of the country's top quarter-milers. Awesome. Surrounded by family and friends on Friday, 18-year-old Zion Davis signed his commitment letter to the University of Alabama, where he plans to take his talents this fall. The standout athlete has committed to competing in the 200 meters to 400 meters and the 400-meter hurdles. He says after much prayer, the decision came easy.
Coach told me this is the choice. I had a feeling that also was the choice based off the running preference that I was looking for. Going there, firstly, would be to win SECs, then win nationals, indoors and outdoors.
His mother, Mrs. Davis, says Zion has always made it clear he's determined to own the track.
That's what I want to be, a super track star athlete. I say, okay, so well, if that's what you want to be, that's what we will train you up to be. And I must say that he has exemplified and he has stepped well into that super track star athlete.
Zion is coming off an impressive season, posting a personal best of 20.99 in the 200 meters, 47.31 in the 400 meters, and 52.08 in the 400 meter hurdles. He is a member of the Star Elite Track Club. The quarter miler is a member of Life Changers, where his pastors, Bishop Valentino and Pastor Cleo Williams, offered him prayers and also provided him words of encouragement as he head into the next chapter. Also celebrating Zion, his uncle Christopher Roberts and his coach Dave Charlton, providing him words of encouragement as well.
Zion is an example for so many young people that you can't leave God out. We preach and teach here at Life Changes that service to the kingdom opens doors for you.
Go to do two things: get an education and pay for it by running track. Yes. And if he brings all of those together, all of the professional attributes will fall right into place.
While this moment is worthy of celebrations, we understand that it did not begin here. This is the result of a journey.
The Queens College alumni has represented the 242 at the Carifta Games since 2023, and last year he helped secure a gold as a part of the boys under 20 4x400 meter relay team. But before he heads to Alabama, Zion says he's aiming even higher, setting his sights on doubling up on medals in what will be his final appearance at the Carifta Games. Now he intends to study sports journalism. Congratulations to Zion from all of us here at Eyewitness Sports. Well, that's a quick look at sports at this hour. I'm Lauren C. Smith. Stay tuned for more news on the other side of the break.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At InvestStar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future.
Everybody get up.
Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Everybody get up.
Once something becomes the common behavior, it is the common behavior. When you operate at that level, personal emotions simply cannot float to the top.
For the average normal person that goes to the store, things like that affect us.
They must be judicious in the execution of their duty.
Well, I think whatever the nurses want, give it to them. Hedges, you know you do everything on your phone now. You see how old he is?
What are we walking back? That Bimini is no longer an island?
That's
okay,
not
because
what he was trying
because
to
he also.
say. Well, I don't even know what red basket anymore either. What do y'all people say?
The race to 2026 is heating up, and the nation's voice is louder than ever. Here on Beyond the Headlines, we're checking the mood, the momentum, and the message of the people. I'm Shanique Miller. Each week, we're taking the temperature of the electorate to see what's really driving the nation. Who's connecting? Who's cooling off? What issues are heating up ahead of 2026? This is Temperature Check 2026, where journalism meets the nation's heartbeat.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Well, that wraps up news this Friday. A long week, but coming up and Beyond the Headlines with Shanique Miller, she talks about the importance of voting, and she also has a review of this week that's coming up and Beyond the Headlines that starts right after this. That does it for us right here at Eyewitness News. It's certainly been a pleasure having you in our company tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, I'm Janae Nawal saying good night, be safe, have a great weekend, everyone.
Edenwell has expanded their testing menu. We now offer blood work, drug screening, and so much more. Our hours of operation are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., located on 11 Madera Street. We are here for all of your laboratory needs, with fast and reliable lab work done by our friendly and knowledgeable staff. Let us help you take the needed steps to stay in the know about your health. Let's keep working towards a healthier you. Stay Eden well.
We all know there are ways we can help. Your help can go even further. Be an everyday superhero. Donate to Hands for Hunger.
Tired of driving around from place to place just to get your car insured and licensed? Frustrated with the process of being back and forth from your insurance company to road traffic? Well, BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers just made insuring and licensing your motor vehicle as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. Visit us at the Road Traffic Department, Section 1, Thomas A. Robinson Sports Stadium. At our office, you can purchase or renew your insurance or get your vehicle inspected. We at BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers represent major carriers. Step 2. See the professionals at Road Traffic to get your vehicle licensed. Step 3. Enjoy your day. Insure with BMG Insurance Agents and Brokers today, saving you time and money. Your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Great rates, convenient, excellent service. For more information, call us at 322-2221.
So you want a space. But not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space? The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Straight ahead tonight, the PLP's finance candidate Keno Wong reportedly threatened twice and reportedly told to drop out of the race or else. That's coming up for you. Also tonight, a look at the policy promise of a $200 a month stipend for single mothers. Hear what many of you are saying about that as a result. And later on tonight, it is fresh off the campaign feed, Fridays. Who made the cut this week? Well, here's a clue. Did you see the largest Easter bunny ever to be seen anywhere in the Bahamas? Yeah, I know you know exactly where we're going with that. This is Beyond the Headlines, Week in Review Fridays. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, we start on a very serious note this evening. The Progressive Liberal Party's St. Anne's candidate, Keno Wong, remains determined to stay in the race despite having his life threatened twice, he told our news team, in as many weeks. Keno spoke with Linton Ritchie Jr. today.
Progressive Liberal Party candidate for St. Anne's, Keno Wong, officially filing a complaint to the Royal Bahamas Police Force following his death threats and his home footage being destroyed. Wong speaking exclusively to Eyewitness News following the incident.
Over the past 2 Fridays, I have been receiving death threat calls. I noticed that my camera system at my residence opposite me was totally destroyed. Police have been called.
Wong is not the first political candidate to be allegedly threatened, as Free National Movement candidates Dr. Nicholas Fox and Dr. Jacqueline Penn Knowles also reported their constituency office and bulletin boards were vandalized. The political hopeful says he's not backing down, but admits he and his team are fearful.
I feel unsafe at this time. Yes. As relates to my family, yes. As relates to those who campaign with me, yes. As relates to the community that I live in, yes.
While Wong expresses disappointment, he's also pushing for unity as the election season intensifies.
I have never experienced this type of behavior towards me as a Bahamian, but I realize that the era that I'm living in, these things happens.
Wong is facing Free National Movement incumbent Adrian White and Coalition of Independence candidate Graham Weatherford. Linton Ritchie Jr., Eyewitness News.
Well, it's quite serious, right? His claims of being threatened is something that no one wants to see. The Bahamas has long enjoyed peaceful elections, peaceful transfer of governance, and no way should a candidate be threatened. Now, I'm going to bring in the Hot Topics panelists right now. Good evening to you, Cassia Stewart and Ellington Ferguson. Gentlemen, I too was able to speak with Keno alongside Linton earlier this afternoon. And, I asked him his thoughts. Does he feel any which way deterred? Is it frightening? Yes, it is, because it came right to his home where his family is. But he says he remains undaunted. He remains focused on what is ahead of him, and that is contesting the St. Anne's seat for the Progressive Liberal Party. Gentlemen, he also said that he went to the Fox Hill police station today and filed a report with the police at the Fox Hill station. Gentlemen, let's come in this evening and talk about this. And the fact that this is certainly nothing that we ever want to see take shape, happen, be a part of what the Bahamian political process is about.
Yeah, what it does is this type of behavior, it kind of erodes the democratic process, because you have people vying for elections and they're vying for votes. When you have people trying to cause a candidate to drop out through threats, that is never and not accepted in Bahamian politics. And so, this type of behavior must be punished, and I encourage, I hope that the police find out who it is and who these culprits are. But I just want to also say to Shanique that, what we do on this show is also political. And at one time, our lives were threatened. They threatened to kill me and you. And even before that, I've been being in politics. They threatened to kill me, and I had to report it to the police. So on 2 occasions, I had to make official reports to the police for death threats. And but that type of behavior in the Bahamas is not accepted, and we should never, ever, ever give any room to them. And we should go after culprits who do this. But let me also want to say this last thing, that people look at political parties as their life. Because there are people who don't have jobs other than waiting for the government to win so that they can get contracts and they get stuff. And so that is the type of culture that we've created, where the political parties nurse everybody in the community, and that is bad. But it also feeds this type of behavior because they want their candidates to win. And if this being the case, though, that means that the PLP is making inroads in St. Anne's for the first time. And if that being the case, then there may be a possibility that the PLP may win if they feel that threatened.
Shanique, this is very unfortunate that we continue to hear things like this happen, and I pray and hope that the police force would get down to the bottom of this in their investigation, and let's bring those responsible for these actions to justice. This is not what we're about as a people, and as we seek to grow and develop our nation and to deepen our democracy. Unfortunately, these things play out in politics when there is, like Cassius alluded to, a threat. And sometimes it's not on the bottom end where people are looking for contracts as relates to that. But these things happen when you talk about a movement, a revolution, paradigm shift. The Bahamas experienced this during the time of going for independence. You remember when Solinda and their lives was threatened, and the very dock that they were supposed to be traveling on in Abaco was blown up. And so I've been hearing on the ground that Keno have been making inroads. I'm not sure whether the inroads that he have been making is related to this. However, I do call on all sides, all political sides, even the opponent of Mr. Wong, to denounce these actions. It would be in his best interest to denounce these actions and make it known that he does not endorse this type of action. And we ask people that, even candidates, please, those persons that support you and do the social media thing for you, please ask them to tone down the rhetoric and the vitriol against one another. People are talking about, when I see you, and if I see you on the road, I can do this to you and the next thing. That's not what we're about. That's not what we're about. We have to be better than this. And so don't encourage that. Candidates, don't encourage it. Make sure that those persons that are doing it don't know that they have your support. We cannot do this. Is not us as the Bahamian people.
I absolutely agree with you, gentlemen, and this is a story we will continue to follow. It's frightening when anyone wants to threaten you for example, Cassius, you brought something to memory that really I want to walk away from, but it's real. What was the threats as a result of just shows here? I mean, listen, I'm a part of the Fourth Estate. I do what I do, and I try to do it certainly in a way that is balanced for everyone involved. You may not necessarily agree with a topic on a particular night, or a topic that reappears and reoccurs, like, for example, in election season. But again, you've got to respect that and continue moving forward. And so we will continue to watch this and see exactly how this all plays out. So we'll move on then. Perhaps this will bring more reaction, yes? So then, speaking of reaction, there's that this week to the Free National Movement's election promise to give $200 a month to single mothers, with many questioning its likelihood. Danielle Dean picks up the story from here.
Where is he going to get this money from?
Promises made by Leader of the Opposition Michael Pintard at the F&M campaign launch Saturday included provision of a monthly $200 stipend for single mothers in the event the party is elected into power. Statistics show 75% of children in the country are born to single mothers, meaning there would be a large number of qualifiers to consider. But who better to engage than those that would be affected? I took to the street to hear from mothers themselves, some expressing doubt in the plan.
A lot of politicians say a lot of things, but I don't believe it. So if he does it, he does it. If he don't, then
it will be a good help for their family, as long as we carry out the promise.
Single mom Adisha Martin says, from the perspective of someone living the reality, every dollar counts.
You do have a lot of single moms out there, and they could use the $200 because it's really rough out there. Like me, I am a single mom and I could use the help. And plus, I'm $200, that's more than nothing because we wasn't getting nothing at all.
There's always strings attached, these residents say, and while the move sounds appealing, they'd be waiting for the next shoe to drop.
While I think it would be helpful, especially as a mother, I feel like whenever anybody talks about giving money, that there's always going to be some sort of increase in tax or some other increase in NIB or something else where it's just going to take that money right back. So I feel like if you're going to give this money, which it's never given because it's usually just taken from taxpayers and given back like it's a gift.
They giving my money back to me. You giving me my money that I work for and put in the treasury back to me as a gift? This is pure wickedness.
And while this father admits he could never truly understand the struggles mothers endure, he holds this view on the opposition leader's proposal.
I think it's very good, but I think he likes to talk too much. Seriously. There are a lot of mothers in this country now. So $200 for every mother is a lot.
In the meantime, institutions like the Ministry of Social Services and the Bahamas Crisis Center have sought to fill in the gap, with Bahamas Crisis Center Executive Director Sandra Dane Patterson announcing earlier this year there's been an increased demand for assistance by single mothers and children. Danielle Dean, Eyewitness News.
Well, I'll tell you this, gentlemen, it appears to be, people appear to be sort of torn on this matter. Some say socialism is not the way to go to carry the country in the area, and we see how that's played out in Black America or in America. And others say, as you heard one single mother in that story say, man, things tight. It'll come in quite handy. But your thoughts truly about this and how doable is it?
Shanique. Hold on, Michael. Michael Pintard has just graduated to Lincoln 2.0. Oh, Lord. Lincoln want to give away $20,000 now. This boy will give away $200 a week, a month. A month. Hold on, let me finish, Michael. I didn't warm it up now, You are the last segment.
He ain't sad no more, Michael.
I ain't sad no more because you're giving away my money now. That is total garbage. He grabbing anything and trying to stick through it against the wall to see if it sticks. You got to build a society, Michael Pintard. Let me educate you all on politics, right? You build a society on productivity. If you want to encourage procreation, because of course we don't have much Bahamians like Shanique, them having children, right? You encourage them to do it within the confines of marriage. Don't look at me, Shanique. You ain't married, you ain't no children, right? And so you encourage them to do it within the confines of marriage. And once you under that umbrella, then you could offer incentives. Like if you build your house, we will reduce real property tax. We allow you duty-free exemption for stuff coming in so you can build your house. But you don't go giving out like you some idiot.
Or Santa Claus.
You understand? You got to understand how to build a country. Y'all who in politics don't understand how to build nations. And I don't understand how y'all just keep getting elected. It's like, I don't get it. So let me tell you what to do. All right? In your platform on social development, encourage the institution of marriage because the strength of the country is built on the family. Not a young girl go to get knocked up and you can give her $200. They encourage more than to go get knocked up. And then the fathers are in there, and then you got more social chaos. We need the institution of marriage. Once they come under that umbrella, they can have 1 million children. And the state will make sure that they have real property tax reduction, duty-free imports for building new homes. If you have more than 5 children, then we will give you more exemptions or more duty, whatever we can do, give you. But we ain't giving out no cash like this, no ATM machine, Michael Pintard, Lincoln 2.0. I finish with that.
Michael.
So, I have to echo the sentiments of Cassius. We have to be very careful. The gesture, of course, is always, people always like the thought of free money. But, we have to be very careful in terms of what we're instilling in our people, in terms of the handouts and what you're saying to the young men. Say, hey, continue to go ahead and abandon these children, and the state is going to pick up the slack of where you young men should be stepping in and doing the work that that you were doing before when you actually came into to make this child. We have to stop giving, especially our young men, ways out, and then also encouraging what we call, hey, at the end of the day, you put yourself in that situation. I'm not trying to be harsh about it, but at the end of the day, we as people, we have to live up to our responsibilities and stop actually.
I agree, and that is, and Michael, you hit the home run right here in this segment, because I know Ellington wants to jump in after the break, but that's another thing. Let us promote responsibility versus people who are going, playing, and creating spawns, and then we are giving them $200 a month to do just that. No, become responsible. Go back to, in America just recently, there was a lady who was a janitor in a hospital. This just happened this week. She began as a janitor in the hospital. Do you know what she returned as this week?
The doctor?
The doctor. Mm-hmm. The doctor in the hospital. Aspire to more Bahamians. Dream better, dream bigger. Close your leg. Yeah. Keep that shut until a ring is right here. Then go and produce with your husband. Make your money and make life great.
Call it the Michael Juicing Fund.
You go on the headlines. It's back right after this.
So the Progressive Liberal Party is unopposed. Y'all too? Y'all go ahead.
Hey, it's your boy Charlie Bahama here at Superwash, Superwash's newest spokes model. And I'm here to tell you about Superwash's large capacity washers and dryers for all your big loads.
I know I see that Charlie Banana coming here just now.
Luckily it's also big enough for me to hide it.
I thought he was right over here where these large capacity washer and dryers is. It's big enough now to handle your big loads, Yeah, like you can put on your blanket. But just look at that. Somebody forget to turn on the dryer. Oh, stop! You hear something? Yeah, that's the sound of clean. Superwash washes you, process you, and entertains you 24/7.
My name is Charles Wesley Rowe. My organic farm is Nice Layers Organic Farm. I have 230 birds up here. I give them fresh water, pumpkin, lettuce, cabbages, all the vegetables. Anything what I eat, they eat. Right now, we sell the eggs for $7 a dozen from Monday to Friday. On Saturdays, you can get 4 dozen eggs for $21. I'll be located on Jamaica Road, the western side, Silverstone Primary School.
Hey, it's time to lock in your vote.
Your vote is your power.
With the new boundaries in place, you may need to transfer or confirm your voter registration.
And if you have never registered or didn't plan to vote,
don't get left out on one of the most important decisions of your future.
Make sure when election day comes, you're ready to say,
your say, your vote, your choice.
The race to 2026 is heating up, and the nation's voice is louder than ever. Here on Beyond the Headlines, we're checking the mood, the momentum, and the message of the people. I'm Shanique Miller. Each week, we're taking the temperature of the electorate to see what's really driving the nation. Who's connecting? Who's cooling off? What issues are heating up ahead of 2026? This is Temperature Check 2026, where journalism meets the nation's heartbeat.
Sales Division. For 2026 commercial vehicles, call 821-2403 today.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. It's Week in Review Fridays, where we look at the biggest stories all week and we talk about them here, flesh them out more, and give further analysis and perspectives on them. And Ellington, before you jump in on the $200 a month, I guess, government award or subvention for single mothers, I just want to say all the opinions and ideas and anything expressed on it from my panelists are strictly those of my panelists. Understand? And not necessarily the host. Not the host. Because the host is not the host. The host don't say nothing. The host just sits here.
Even the host is the most. It ain't her. It's Ellington. And Michael. Blame them.
And the gentleman,
culprit.
and the gentleman here on this desk with me. But Ellington, your thoughts about that and people's response in that report we saw?
Shanique, it's very disappointing to me. The FNM is better than this. Obviously, Mr. Pindar has relaxed himself to go fight for second place. He's looking at that $100,000 that has been pledged. It appears that it is appealing to some people, and he wanted to take that route to kind of appeal to people. Obviously, he left the Progressive Liberal Party in a category all by himself, and he's fighting for second place with this other group, and it's very
But you don't think it has some merit, gentlemen, before we move on, and we have to move on, is some merit when you hear some people, one or two people there said, listen, that is an excellent idea. They are single parents. They need the extra help. You don't think an idea like that
Shanique, what it does, and I'm reminded of this whole process that went back years with even the Democrats in the U.S. that gives single mother, you can't have a man in the house, and they will give these monies to single mother. It is an erosion of the family structure. And it's going to be for a woman not to have a man around so that she can get money to government. And if that sticks and it goes in, it will continue to increase from one administration to the other. I don't think we should go down
They ain't thought that true. They ain't thought that true.
It's not
All
true.
I know is that let's see if we can give them some feeder. Let's get some people excited about money. But they haven't thought about how that's going to destroy society. You can't give people
but I think,
the juice and
the
fun
reality is the
and then
voters
expect to build a country.
are hip to this. That's just not the approach.
No, that ain't the. You can't do that. I mean,
It's not
because
a good thing.
you encouraging promiscuity, you encouraging people to go there juice and have a whole bunch of
But
children.
now, mind you,
all over the place. Don't
now,
do that.
gentlemen, he was on this show this week, and he said you have to qualify. So I don't think he
Single mother.
I don't. But there's a category of single mother. I don't think.
So you just have to discriminate.
No, I don't think he is.
See, you ain't thought that true too, you know.
I don't think
so. You
he's-
want to put a caveat to this whole situation.
A single mother who's making six figures will not qualify.
So well, name me one single
How
mother
you
who
know
making
she
six
don't
figures in the
have
Bahamas.
issues?
No, but name me one single mother who making six figures.
Most of the single women that making six figures in the Bahamas don't have children.
Precisely. And so that don't make any sense.
Let's
They need to learn to think. See, it's something God put between your two ears. It's called a brain. Use it.
let's look. Let's move on. Let's move
The
forward.
thoughts, views, and opinions.
That's the part right there. Thank you, Kat. I'm so happy you played that disclaimer right there. The thoughts, views, and opinions
I know she needs
of my
Those of
guests.
IL Studios
No.
hosts.
Don't forget IL Studios. Are
It's
not
over.
necessarily those of the host sitting right here with my panel, because you all the tightest panel anywhere in this nation. I tell you that. So listen, gentlemen. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper mincing no words as he, and this happened this week as well. You all remember this is really from something that happened a few months ago, as he accused the FNM's candidate for Exuma, Deborah Moxie Roll, of seeking political mileage from the tragedies of exhumians. This is Cooper now. Cooper's comments coming on the heels of a traffic fatality in Exuma, which triggered scathing criticism from Moxie Roll about infrastructure woes on the island and concerns about the ambulance response time. This was the FNM's candidate who also highlighted infrastructural issues at the island's airport after an emergency flight was unable to land due to lighting issues some time back.
I serve the people of Exuma. I don't seek to serve or please that small group of critics who seek to benefit from people's misfortune. It's despicable, quite frankly, and it's very disappointing that would-be leaders will seek to leverage people's distress and sometimes grief for cheap political points. But I'm happy that Exumians are discerning people. The Bahamian public are intelligent. Our voters understand gimmicks and what we call politics.
Of course, while Cooper is dismissing his rival's criticism, he accepts that more could be done for his constituency, even amid ongoing roadworks and other infrastructural upgrades.
In the final analysis, they understand the work that I put in as Member of Parliament for Exuma, my love for the island, my compassion for the people, and my desire to serve. Let me say that we, in some areas, can do more. We continue to do the best we can with the limited resources we have. We don't stand on our soapbox and give an impression that all things are working perfectly. But, you know, governance is about solving the issues given the limited resources, and we're doing just that.
Nonetheless, Moxie Ingram is doubling down, insisting that the ongoing tragedies continue to expose the island's healthcare crisis.
A young man, unfortunately, has died. He waited for an hour for an ambulance that should have come within minutes. And the Deputy Prime Minister of this country, the man who has sat at the cabinet table for 4 years while Exuma's healthcare crumbled, looked at that tragedy and called my response an attempt to earn political brownie points. That tells you everything you need to know about this government. Let the record show the state of healthcare in Exuma is at an all-time low. And it did not happen by accident. It happened because this government made choices. I have extended my sincere condolences to the royal family whom I know and care for. But condolences are not enough, and neither is silence followed by spin. If Mr. Cooper believed that attacking me would silence this voice, he has badly miscalculated. I am not going anywhere.
There is Deborah Moxie Roll, the FNM's candidate for Exuma, speaking on the state of healthcare, emergency response on the island of Exuma. Gentlemen, your thoughts on just basically how this started. Several family islands, Michael, have had issues, and we know that. We want to make an appeal even this weekend. Listen, slow down. Particularly those who have brand new roads. Even when the roads are bad, you're speeding. Imagine now with roads that are newly paved. Please slow down and drive carefully this weekend. But go ahead, Michael.
Shanique, we have healthcare challenges in our capital. We've been had healthcare challenges in our family islands for, I would say, decades. This isn't something new. This is something that's an ongoing issue after, I don't care what government is in place. That people have challenges or emergency landings. We see airports are currently being addressed or upgraded through most of our family islands, thank God. But the healthcare is where, we have, I don't care since I've been to any family island. I always tell myself when I go to a family island, I don't want to stay there for long because in the event that there is some incident, and sometimes I always say the same thing for my parents. I would not like for them to be caught anywhere in our family islands if something was to happen, because no matter which island you're on is an issue in the nighttime for any airline or any emergency flight to get into almost any one of our islands. So this is something is not new.
No, it isn't new, Michael, and that is why I continue to be a proponent of what Bahamas is doing. We all are aware of because I've had them on the show a few times now. They will be the emergency lift, the emergency response, additional emergency, in terms of, well staffed out and resources and ambulances and aircraft that are specifically designed just for emergency lift, because the nation needs this. Yeah. The Bahamians, the average Bahamian, need access to proper health care, whether it's here in New Providence or in the family islands. And so I'm grateful for Bahamas and what it is bringing and introducing to the nation.
If I may, I think, to be fair, I'm normally a fair person, and so, to the Deputy Prime Minister, the candidate has a right to express what she believes needs to be fixed in Exuma. Don't dismiss what she is saying because somebody did die and because there was some malfunctioning on the runway. What you should say is that we will make sure going forward that never happens again. Don't say she's trying to get cheap political points. Don't do that, because she is suggesting legitimate concerns that many of the people in Exuma have problems with, and I have a problem with it too. So if the runway ain't working and that was me on the runway and the plane can't land, I would be pissed, all right? So don't dismiss that. Just say moving forward, you can correct that and it can never happen again. Then we would forgive you. Now, moving forward, the roads are looking nice in Exuma, but make sure when regatta come and I go down there, the roads in the capital are fixed. Because I ain't riding no bumpy road in the capital and by the regatta site. So I need that fixed. Justin, you're doing a good job, the airport and all of the nice road, but I need the capital. Don't miss the capital now. The capital needs to be paved because I come in.
Shanique, I think going forward, this government that is still in power need to look at the protocols surrounding the lights on these airports, because we've had an incident like this that have happened before. And so we need to look at the protocols that about these lights being turned on and off at these out island airports. We just need to change that.
Yeah, it's an issue that, again, as Michael said, these issues, whether with airport lighting, runway lighting, and all, decades, I mean, years in place, really, that these systems, and they're kind of like a huge cruise ship. You got to turn very slowly, but really, you don't have to have several meetings for that one person to say, turn the lights on. But again, I think things are about to look very differently and change and move more smoothly because of what Backswing is bringing here to the Bahamas in terms of emergency response, emergency care, and getting people who are in need of it, getting them the help that they need in better time. And so I'm excited about what that promise is and how that looks. Well, when we come back after this break here on Week in Review Fridays, we are going to talk about and get into the newest feature on Fridays. You know what that is? Fresh off the campaign feed. Stay close.
Play for fun, not for funds.
In the Bahamas, we play hard, but we live smart.
We love a little competition,
a little excitement, a little thrill.
And at Idle Luck, gaming is all about entertainment.
Shared moments, celebrating the wins, and enjoying the experience.
The key is simple. Play for fun, not for funds. When you set a budget before you start,
and know your limits, you stay in control.
And when you're in control, the game stays what it's meant to be.
Fun. So play for fun, not for funds.
Must be 18 and over. Island Luck reminds you that it's only a game, so please game responsibly.
Wealth should not only belong to a select few. At Investar, we believe the door should be open to everyone. We provide options for planning a better future. Our investment funds are designed to assist you in reaching your long-term financial goals. Let us show you how.
Welcome back to Beyond the Headlines. Well, until the general election, we are doing something quite unique and interesting on Fridays, and that is, what are the candidates doing on social media? How is it looking? Who is making amends? Who is shaking hands? Which conversation this week alone surprised many? I think it's something that happened overnight, and the video went viral today. So let's just talk about it. Fresh off the campaign feed is, of course, again, featuring the candidates, whichever political organization they're from, just those who are obviously trending and getting attention and having people talking. Well, then we talk about it here as well in the 2026 general election. And so you all, this week on Temperature Check, we looked at the constituency of Fort Charlotte. And you heard exactly how those and views and thoughts and analysis went as it relates to the candidates. Well, here's a surprise for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Mr. Robinson, and I asked him, why is he so obsessed with me?
I got a cutter for him.
You got, oh boy. Anyway,
You sound like Whip Wop.
I got Whip Wop? This is 2017.
I got a cut up for you.
And guess what? I hate to break it to you. You ain't no David. You caught a wave, but it wasn't riding that wave with brave. All right.
You know, that was funny to see and frankly nice to see, because after we did, Michael, you remember Temperature Check on Wednesday, and the opinions, of course, again, are those of my panelists, and they go and they research and they talk and they express them. And so to see that today, that went totally viral, it was quite refreshing.
You know, I'd say either he will be David or he will be the little Chihuahua.
I think a little bit of both. The Chihuahua, I think.
Yeah. It's good to see that, the camaraderie in this. Everyone is getting along, even despite being we call it the crazy political season. So it's good to see that they're having fun with it. But at the end of the day, someone got to take the credit.
Yep. And Travis needed to understand strategy, and I think his strategy is a little bit off. You're trying to attack Sabas and what he got. People like that. People like what he got. Don't attack what he got.
People want what he got.
So your strategy is a little bit twisted. You got to be able to say, listen, buddy, you vote for me, and I can give you twice as much as what Sabas can give you.
Mm-hmm.
If Sabas give you 1 ounce, I can give you 2 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
If Sabas give you ham and turkey, I give you ham, turkey, lobster, and steak. And so
you gotta find a bigger Easter bunny.
Now listen, Michael, look how you going straight in. Look how you going straight into the next thing. Because speaking of Easter bunny, I think Travis needs. Here's what it is. Captain Travis Robinson needs an aircraft with a whole happy Easter flying across the whole Bahamas, and then Fort Charlotte.
Yes.
Because he has to top this. You all. Let's look at this, and I think you could jump in first.
Good morning, Fort Charlotte. I am here with Charlotte the Bunny. She's in town for our upcoming Easter extravaganza going down April 4th between 12 and 3 p.m. It's going to be fun for the kids, adults, and everyone. Let's come on and bring the community together. Fort Charlotte, we're taking you higher.
Ellington, you jump in.
Sabas.
I think Travis Robinson, with Sabas coming on stage at this time, is kind of a little funny situation for him. Sabas is changing the dynamics of doing politics in the Bahamas. Let me say that, in saying that, apart from the Easter Bunny, you saw when he opened up his new community center, you saw that sign? I am now seeing somewhere nearby that the similar sign is being erected at the main spot. Sabas is changing the complexion of how we do politics, and I'm hoping, and you showed the little clip with him and Travis earlier, and I hope that goes out as a statement to the campaigners and those who are supporting these various candidates. Chill, man. Let's go out there. Let's convince the populace to vote for whichever candidate, and let's enjoy doing it without all of the vitriol. I hope that even as Sabas move around in his constituency and demonstrate this new paradigm shift in politics, I hope he take that to the floor of Parliament and in our legislature, and we should see a brand new Bahamas with persons like Sabas.
Well, it's Cool Fridays, right? So I got to do a comeback. Travis, let me tell you what you do. You got to say, listen, Sabas, I know you get the biggest bunny in the world, right? And you go to Kelly's, right? Go to Kelly's and you got to buy a little small bunny and say, but I got the real bunny. You see, you got to come with a nice little cute bunny. And
He need to give out live rabbits.
You see? And so you
Yes.
got... that's
Should
even
you
better.
just nail it?
And so
Give out
we can say, Sabas get the biggest bunny in the world. You know,
I'm giving you your own bunny.
Exactly. And so if you come with Travis Robinson, you can have your own bunny. Bunny. And people will vote for you because of that. Because people ain't interested in the big bunny, you know. They just want their own bunny.
That's all.
You see, if you give them their own bunny, you change the game.
You should go and consult, and you should join the campaign team.
But they kicked me out. They kicked me out.
No, Pintat told them that ship already sailed.
Yeah, Pintat them in the ship then
You
sailed.
leave Pintat alone. Leave him alone.
If
Pintat rejected
I get left on the dock, but I shout with Travis. Give the people their own bunny.
A good point. And I wonder if this is where, we are going to, our politics is going to eventually go. When you talk about change the dynamics of politics, I wonder if we're going to now move to the big billboards where we stop the door to door.
I think you're going to see that.
Yeah, Michael, I believe so. I'll tell you, I really believe so. But listen, I want to get to another thing. Here are two other candidates who are playing off each other. It started off all in Parliament, and then they just played right off of it. And one of them ended up getting exactly what he needed and what he wants for his constituency. Take a look.
Central and South Eleuthera is doing a wonderful job.
And so there you see it. Now, that was Dr. Menace in the House talking about Clay Sweeting doing a wonderful job. Clay Sweeting went and played off of that, and you see he basically say, hey man, since he say it, let me show you what he talking about. Well, here's how that played out for Dr. Menace.
Central and South Eleuthera is doing a wonderful job. Clay Sweeting, Minister of Works. I see you have me on your video. And it's gone viral. Congratulations. Well, now, fix my road. Let my road go viral. Let my community go viral.
And I'm happy to inform Kalani that the civils team at Ministry of Works has put that area on the agenda to be paved.
Listen, Doc got what he needed. Doc said, listen, that's okay. Use it, fine, that's great. Flex, flaunt, do whatever you want to do, floss, everything. But he got what he wanted. You all, your thoughts on those two?
Can I have dibs on this? Because, the first time I ever met Clay Sweeting was last 2 weeks when I was in Eleuthera, personally, right? And I've been in Eleuthera for the last 10 years and working. And let me tell you something. I can say this to all your PLPs. There is no PLP from 1973 to now that has done more for one constituency than Clay Sweeting. Yes, I said that. So Lyndon Pinland didn't do for his constituency that Clay Sweeting did for it. Perry Christie didn't do for his constituency like Clay Sweeting did for his own. And I can even boldly say,
so
he done more.
Bullet, Cass. Yes, you dodge a bullet.
Which one? But he's done more than any PLP or any F&M in one constituency ever. I've never seen someone do so much in one constituency ever in the history of politics.
You mean in one single term?
In one single term. And so, like I said, I don't know Clay. I just met him for the first time 2 weeks ago. Just first time. And I was going to run against him. I was going to run against him in this election, but of course the ship didn't sail, right? But honestly, you got to give the man credit. Whether you like him or not, whether you don't like him, what I see in Eleuthera, when I was down in Rock Sound, when I was in Bannerman Town, when I was in Wims's Bight, when I was in Deep Creek, when I was in Greencastle, all of the roads paved. More roads are paved in Eleuthera than in New Providence. Clay Sweeting, congratulations. Big up yourself.
Yes,
the videos inside, the pictures in that video, it speaks for itself. I think I watched the video before seeing it on here. I think the video had no script to it. It's just showing the work that has been done. And I think, and I spoke on this before, that, it speaks for itself. I mean, there's roads paved, there's a lot going on. There's always work to be done, but at least this is not saying what I'm going to do, is what's happening. And I think that there's, speaks volumes.
Yeah, he needed another term.
Yes, and guys, I want to say to you all, though, look at, we forget that Dr. Minnis too got what he wanted.
Well, Minnis paved a lot of road, my road. Yeah. Minnis paved my road. Minnis getting his road paved. See how good God is, Minnis.
And see, Shanique, it speaks largely to Clay Sweeting. He's not the type of minister that would kind of just do for PLPs or do for constituencies that largely vote PLP. And I've seen it prior to this video with Dr. Minnis, where members from the opposite would raise certain issues, and Clay Sweeting was very responsive to it throughout this entire term. He's very responsive and cordial to other ministers from the other side, and this is the kind of representation we like here in the Bahamas.
I want to say he's doing a good job, and I want him to put my face on the front of his next video, because I got to go outside and take a video of my road, because I need some roads outside paved.
But you better tell him where this is. Then you better say you better ask Dr. Minnis.
His road paved. I need to get mine paved.
You better call Dr. Minnis and ask Dr. Minnis to speak for your road.
The road is miniature court. I need miniature court. I need that little cul-de-sac paved, and hopefully next week I can come back on.
You on TV every week and can't advocate? You gotta advocate.
No, I'm advocating now. Saying that Minnis got what he wanted. I need to get mine.
I need the road from the south side to the north side of Ireland's
man, you all WhatsApp Clay. Now let's move forward.
Don't put that burden on Clay, man.
The south side to the north side of Ireland.
I have a surprise for all of you.
Clay's working is my good cousin.
I have a surprise for this next person. They just popped up, and my team said, Shanique, you see this person on TikTok, especially. Now, this person, a little different. I tell you, his constituents gotta love him for how he shows up. Take a look.
So we're here this evening just checking out voters, making sure things are good, that our support is good. It's holding. We're doing well. I thank people for their support. It's a good neighborhood, nice and quiet, no issues. Going to be doing some upgrades to infrastructure. That's what's important. So, but it's a real pleasant task talking to everybody. And I thank them really a lot.
Hey, how you doing?
We brought a delegation to see you. Who are you guys doing now? That's on the border in the States, or yeah. Well, what are you studying? You're a chef. You're gonna manage that.
So you all, that's Fred Mitchell in Fox Hill. I will tell you, listen, first of all, people say he's the consummate diplomat, right? Because that is how Fred shows up in Fox Hill. He has many videos now. He's out there. He is TikTok official. But what I'm saying is, that obviously works for Fox Hill. Fox Hill knows that this is the man that they have known for however many times they have elected him, not elected him. But this is how he shows up. Your thoughts on how Fred, his energy, his social media presence and footprint in Fox Hill?
Well, first, Dr. Fox started off with a bomb, but this is Fred Mitchell, chairman of the Progressive Party in Canada, Fox Hill. Fred has been Fred, and Fred is not.
Fred.
He's not an emotional candidate, and so he don't get tangled up in all of the emotions.
So we wouldn't see him dancing, because I thought that was AI. I thought that was AI with Dr. Fox, because that was too well done. But apparently it was him dancing. But Fred Mitchell ain't gonna be the person to be dancing.
Fred can dance, so that's the problem. And so you expect Fred to dance. And so
I think.
But honestly, I mean, in terms of an individual, if you need something done in government, Fred Mitchell ain't got that time to play the politics. So if you pick up the phone and say, Mr. Mitchell, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, he ain't got time for all of that rambling about this, that, this, I can't, no, he can make it happen. And so I've known Fred, from the days long, I've been this thing for 25 years. And so, but he's always been the same consistent person when it comes to politics. And so always been measured, sound, and he don't allow the PLP or the FNMism to get in the way. If something has to be done, he gets it done. And so that's probably why the people in Fox Hill likes him, because he gets it done.
I think the reality of Fox Hill, you have two good candidates. You have one that's who is trying to embrace what we call the new social media era, and then you have another candidate who is, he's been all over social media creating videos for some time now, and I guess doing a good job at it. The unfortunate side of politics is that sometimes when you have two good candidates, somebody has to lose. I think that particular race is going to be a tight one. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes out victorious in that race.
Yes.
But I think social media will play a big part of it. At the end of the day, it's still the door to door and the ground, the boots on the ground, and actually getting to know the people. But that's going to be an interesting one. Dread Fred is doing what he normally do, and I think his life has been politics. I think he studied political science, and his whole entire life that's all he knows.
Cassius alluded to the consistency of Fred Mitchell, and I want to add to his consistency is his honesty in what he's doing. He's sincere about what he's doing, and he's intentional and deliberate. I remember some time ago, Fred went to a particular church, and Fred told him, anytime you see me come here, I come here looking for support. I ain't gonna lie to you that I come.
Jeez, what you talking about?
I come, I want your support, and I looking for your support. And he's been very consistent. He's the consummate politician. He's the consummate statesman. When he's doing his chairmanship, he's going to do that to the best of his ability. When he's handling, like Cassius alluded to, his government business, he's going to do it for every Bahamian. I must say that about him. And while he alluded that earlier that he was looking at stepping away from the chairmanship to take focus on his constituency, as this may be, quote unquote, his last dance. Obviously, he didn't have to do that. They didn't go to a convention. But I think Dr. Fawkes now realized the pressure's on. When Fred put his focus in his constituency, you're going to get classic Fred. No fluff. Just like you see him, he show up, he talk to you, and if he's going to do something for you, he says he's going to do it. You don't have to worry about Fred running you around, ducking you, and all of that. Not the Fred Mitchell. He's had a very, very good career in politics and continue to be consistent with it.
Well, gentlemen, I'll tell you this. Speaking of races to watch and seats to watch or constituencies to watch, Freetown, you all are seeing, we now see Wayne Monroe out there, and that's what's happening there. Of course, Lincoln Deal is there. Lincoln Deal has been a bit quiet recently. I've not been hearing and seeing him on that level, but here is sort of, I don't know, the little engine that could maybe, that is not going anywhere and is also staying very present in Freetown. Take a look.
Isolate now to determine your future. So please be very careful and very mindful of the decisions you make. All of that still ties in the career, our business, and all that, because it can have a negative effect for you in the future. You understand what I'm saying?
That's Andrew Blue Johnson, the independent candidate in the Freetown constituency, speaking there at Aaron Bailey School. Gentlemen, your thoughts about one Freetown, and then of course you see Andrew Blue Johnson is not standing down at all, even with two major candidates on, organizations and machinery that he is facing.
Andrew is from the old school. Me and Andrew grew up together, and I grew up, I've been in the house, Miss Johnson. And Andrew had a beautiful sister and twin sister, Andrea. We all used to walk from school together, so I know Andrew. We went to Aaron Bailey together too. And I know from which cloth he is cut. And so perseverance, tenacity, hard work, that's Andrew Blue Johnson. And so I think he is doing a good job in what he's doing in the Freetown area. I see a lot of cleanup programs going on. I just don't want Andrew to get into the habit of the big parties where you spend up all this money, because it's a never-ending string. It's like the grave, it never satisfies. And so you got to come to an equilibrium in your political life where you could figure out how you could bring vision and plan and how people buy into that vision and plan and show them that, listen, I ain't got to spend money for you to support me. And so, but I just want to encourage Andrew, I love you, buddy, and keep pushing.
That's Cassius. I think Cassius is calling. That's the competition for Cassius. I think they always had the sexiest man.
Andrew's the sexiest man in politics now. He took it from me.
Michael, you're so right, because he feels he's the sexiest man in politics in 2026.
Sometimes I think Cassius feels some type of way, knowing Andrew out there doing what he's doing, but I mean.
But don't worry, but I coming back. I coming back.
The reality.
Like the Terminator. I'll be back.
It's so funny that that you brought up this particular constituency and this particular candidate, because the other day, on my feeds, every time you see it's a new video of Andrew Blue Johnson, and I started to say, I said, it must be a party out there that's called the Blue Party, or it's coming soon, because every time, all you hear is, everything's blue. And, I think he's doing a wonderful job in his area. Of course, I think he's even more proud to know that he's able to give back to a community that he's come up, through from a young man. But I think it's an excellent job. His ground campaign is strong. And that's another interesting race that I think that will be either the independent will win, or the independent will create some havoc in there that will determine who wins this particular election. Not election, but this particular constituency.
Yeah, this constituency is one of, like Shanique alluded to, the most interesting race to watch with all of the persons involved. Don't forget the COI got their candidate. There's an independent candidate that has been in there all along also. But a very charismatic Andrew Blue Johnson has proven that he's not going nowhere. If he doesn't win, I can tell you, I believe that Andrew Blue Johnson is going to get his deposit. And what that means, once he gets his deposit, if he doesn't win, it's going to spell trouble for both the Progressive Liberal Party and the Free National Movement.
You're making some bold assumptions, but if you don't get his deposit, I hope you get money back then.
Andrew Blue Johnson will get his deposit back.
But listen, I mean, like I said, Blue has a footing in that area because that's where we all grow up in that area. And people like him. But the first time I ran in the year 2002, I ran in that area. And I'll tell you the story, The PLP did not have a candidate. It was only the FNM and me. And everybody who was supposed to run for the PLP decided to run with me, right? And of course, all of my Camp Road people, and they would cash it in front of the PLP headquarters. We want gas in front of the PLP headquarters, mind you. Tell you no lie, 2002. Perry Christie go on in the constituency the night before the election. You didn't get to do bad. And all that vote go on to Pierre Buch. All that vote in Camp Road. So the moral of the story is, don't mind the Camp Road people, mind you. You understand?
I think somebody,
the FNM
or PLP should have a conversation with Blue.
I would say the electorate from 2002 to 2000 to 2026 has somewhat, the mindset has changed a little bit more. It's been a long road, but I think it's changed.
Well, I was in Camp Road yesterday.
When these leaders show up, ain't much change.
So I have a nice auntie who say, I ain't voting for nobody. They won't give me my vote. They need to give me $2,000. I say, how much? $2,000.
Wow.
So someone give $100. She was happy.
The young people.
They just as bad.
The young people say give them theirs. That's what they said.
We've created a culture.
No, believe me. I'll tell you, I want to spend some time, gentlemen, really looking at the evolving Grand Bahama. And speaking of give me mine, so yeah, you're right. That's kind of sort of the Bahamian way as well. But it's quite interesting at that part right there. Yeah. And so quite interesting. Listen, I thank you, gentlemen, so much. Cassius Stewart, Ellington Ferguson, Michael Turnquist. You guys are fantastic.
Can I close the show?
What you need to close the show with saying, Cassius? Because it's one host here, one.
I think it's Cassius.
No, I don't quite get it.
Well, tonight
Michael.
on Beyond the Headlines, we have Shanique Miller, Ellington Ferguson, and Michael Pentard. This is Cassius Stewart, your host, signing off for Beyond the Headlines. See you next week.
Show has been hijacked.
Michael Turnquist, not Michael Pentard.
He is so hooked. Like Savas asked Travis, why are you so obsessed with me? He is obsessed
with
Pentard. No, that's what it is.
Michael Turnquist, Ellington Ferguson, and Shanique Miller.
The pain of those words, the ship has sailed, has affected him.
It's like that ship has failed. So let me do my show.
Let me do my Shanique.
Now, I thank you all so much, guys. You all are amazing, truly. I thank you all for bringing that Friday energy to this show and for just giving everybody what they need and for really taking the time also to always properly think through these topics and issues and give the Bahamian people your real honest opinion and thoughts and analysis. Thank you all so much. And I want to say a big thank you to all of you for hanging out all weekend long. I look forward to seeing you, Cassius. Happy 82?
81.
81st birthday to your mother. What is her name? Ida Stewart. Happy birthday to you. Also happy birthday to one of my own right in the back there. If I don't say that, he will shut me off now. Rashad McPhee. Shadi, happy birthday to you as well. I hope you both enjoy, your mom and Shadi, of course. And again, everybody have a beautiful and a blessed weekend. See you right back here on Monday.
The Verizon Media Group, home of ILTV, Paramount Systems Limited, Eyewitness News.